Hello students, and welcome to the lecture on market segmentation and delivery process. After this lecture, we will be able to learn the following objectives. Understand the concept of market segmentation. Explain service delivery. Describe the issues in marketing services. Explain the 7 P's of extended services marketing mix. Let's start with the introduction of market segmentation and delivery process. Market segmentation is the process of dividing the total market for a good or service into several smaller, internally homogeneous groups. The members of each group are similar with respect to the factors that influence demand. Therefore, to stay focused rather than scattering their marketing resources, more marketers are using market segmentation. In this approach, which falls midway between mass marketing and individual marketing, each segment's buyers are assumed to be quite similar in wants and needs, yet no two buyers are really alike. To use this technique, a company must understand both the levels and the patterns of market segmentation. Levels of market segmentation. Market segmentation is a marketing strategy that involves dividing a broad target market into subsets of consumers who have common needs and applications for the relevant goods and services. Segment marketing. A market segment consists of a large identifiable group within a market with similar wants, purchasing power, geographical location, buying attitudes, or buying habits. For example, an automaker may identify 4 broad segments in the car market. Buyers who are primarily seeking basic transportation, high performance, luxury, and safety. Local marketing. Target marketing is leading to some marketing programs that are tailored to the needs and wants of local customer groups, trading areas, neighborhoods, even individual stores. Individual marketing. The ultimate level of segmentation leads to segments of one, customized marketing, or one-to-one marketing. For centuries, consumers were served as individuals. Let's now discuss the meaning of segmentation. Segmentation means to divide the marketplace into parts or segments, which are definable, accessible, actionable, and profitable, and have a growth potential. In other words, a company would find it impossible to target the entire market because of time, cost, and effort restrictions. It needs to have a definable segment, a mass of people who can be identified and targeted with reasonable effort, cost, and time. Why segment? One of the main reasons for using market segmentation is to help companies to better understand the needs of a specific customer base. Mass marketing assumes that all customers are the same and will respond to the same advertising. Segmentation strategies. According to experts, in order to be a good market segment, a group should meet 5 criteria. It should be possible to identify and measure it. It should be big enough to be worth the effort. It should be easy to reach it. It should not change quickly. And it should be responsive. Benefits of segmentation. Along with playing a role in the development of new marketing approaches, market segmentation can also help a company identify ways to enhance customer loyalty with existing clients. Disadvantages of segmentation in marketing. One of the biggest disadvantages of this marketing technique is the expense. A great deal of research often needs to be done in order to correctly identify those subsets that are most important for a company, and this takes time and money. Targeting. The market for any product is normally made up of several segments. After all, it is the collective of consumers of a given product. The importance of market segmentation results from the fact that the buyers of a product or a service are not homogeneous groups. Actually, every buyer has individual needs, preferences, resources, and behaviors. This common individuality allows developing a standardized marketing mix for all customers in this segment. Process of choosing the target market. The process of choosing the target market are: choosing the target market is related to, but not synonymous with, market segmentation. Segmentation is the means or the tool. Choosing the target market is purpose. Segmentation can also be viewed as the prelude to target market selection. Choosing the target market usually follows multi-level segmentation using different bases. Positioning. Positioning is a concept in marketing which elaborates it as: positioning is what one does to mind of the prospect. Approaches of positioning. The major positioning strategy is to either develop or reinforce a particular image for the brand in the mind of the customer. The main approaches to positioning strategy are: customer benefits approach, the price quality approach, the use or application approach, the product user approach. Customer benefit approach. This is an important positioning strategy. It involves putting the brand above competitors based on specific brand attributes and customer advantage. The price-quality approach. Sometimes brands attempt to offer more in terms of service, characteristic, quality, or performance. Manufacturers of such brands charge higher prices, partly to cover the cost and partly to communicate that they are of high quality. The user application approach. In this strategy, the product is positioned with a use or application approach. For example, the largest mobile manufacturer in the world, Nokia, positioned its few alternatives of N-series mobiles as music phones with improved memory and multimedia capabilities. The product user approach. In this approach, the brand identifies and determines the target segment for which the product will be positioned. Did you know the U.S. Census uses demographic segmentation to document and segment the people living in the U.S.? Now we will study service delivery. The actual design of the service delivery process begins with the service concept, which provides the link between the service strategy and the service delivery process. The service concept describes in detail exactly what the customer's requirements are in terms of how they perceive value and how they are to be satisfied. The what focuses on identifying the specific needs of the target customers. The how focuses on establishing the organization's competitive priorities that will allow it to meet those customer requirements in the delivery of the service. The service concept encompasses 4 elements: the service operation, the specific manner in which the service is delivered, the service experience, the customer's direct experience with the service, the service outcome, the benefits and results for the customer receiving the service, the value of the service, the benefit that customers perceive from the service in comparison to the cost of that service. Service blueprints. Service blueprints are process flow charts that are used specifically for designing service operations. A process flow chart is a very effective tool for depicting the different steps required in the completion of a process. The 4 specific components of service blueprints that differentiate blueprints from process flowcharts: customer actions, on-stage contact employee actions, backstage contact employee actions, support processes, customer actions. This includes all the steps a customer takes during the service delivery process. The on-stage visible actions taken by employees. On-stage visible actions by employees are the face-to-face contacts with the customer during the service delivery. Backstage actions taken by employees that is not visible to the customer. The next part of the service blueprint is the backstage invisible actions of employees that impact customers. Company support processes used throughout the service delivery. The fourth critical component of a service blueprint is the support processes that customer contact employees rely on to effectively interact with the customer. Mapping customer emotions. Service blueprinting provides management with an understanding of the roles of the provider and customer during the service delivery process and how they interact in the co-creation of value. Service orientation. Service orientation was first described as being related to a concern for others. Service employees. Ogilvy once claimed that an organization's most valuable assets go down in the lift each night. In the service environment, service employees are inevitably regarded by customers as the service organization, the marketers of the service. If employees are removed from the service picture, service organizations are then left with very little means of gaining a competitive advantage. The 5 dimensions of service quality are directly influenced by service employees. Reliability of services is totally within the control of service employees. They play a vital role in service recovery by determining the best options to adopt in case of service failure or error. The willingness and promptness that frontline employees display during the service interaction unequivocally influences customers' perception of responsiveness. Service employees' ability to communicate credibility and inspire trust and confidence refers to the assurance dimension of service quality. This dimension is very important, especially to new or unknown entrants into the service environment. Empathy implies that employees will pay attention, listen, adapt, and be flexible during the delivery of services. The tangible dimension of service quality focuses on the appearance and dress of service employees. It is also linked to other tangible aspects such as the service facilities, the service delivery environment, and communication materials. It's known that happy employees make for satisfied customers. Accordingly, satisfied customers reinforce employees' job satisfaction. Service organizations depend on the employees who deliver the service for the success of service processes. Recruit the right employees. Recruitment is the way organizations secure their human resources. Therefore, the focal point of recruitment should be to attract and retain the right employee for the right job within the organization. Train and develop employees. Organizations which wish to grow and maintain their workforces ought to train and develop their employees to deliver quality service. Training and development are essential elements in ensuring the effective and profitable performance of employees. Provide support. Without customer-focused internal support systems, it's impossible for service employees to deliver a quality service. Retain employees. Once an organization has hired the right employees, trained and developed them, and provided the needed support, it's important that they retain them. It's very discouraging to customer satisfaction, employee morale, and service quality if service organizations experience a high staff turnover. Now let's look at the issues in marketing services. Every marketer faces different challenges, although every organization typically shares similar goals. Some marketers are stuck on lead generation, while others are having trouble converting leads into customers. And some are just not generating the traffic to their site that they need in the first place. Sometimes service-oriented industries are easier to run than product-oriented industries. Simultaneous production and consumption. Services are different from products in that services are produced and consumed at the same time, while products are produced and then can be consumed at a later date. For example, dance shoes are made by manufacturers, and they can sit on a shelf and then sit in a closet for any length of time before they are finally put on. These dance shoes are products. However, if a professional dancer produces a dance for an audience, the dancer performs the dance, and the audience consumes the dance at the same time. For the service, the producer must be present to provide the service. For the dance shoes, the producer could be somewhere else, but the consumer can still use the product, the dance shoes. Inconsistency. Those selling products can make sure that their products are consistent. For example, a restaurant can use the exact same process and ingredients to create a meal that has a consistent flavor. Professionalism required. Customers have an easier time trusting businesses selling products than businesses selling services. If a business sells a hairbrush, customers can tell that they are getting a hairbrush, even if the vendor selling the hairbrush behaves unprofessionally. Did you know Yoram Wind and Richard Cardozo, 1974, suggested industrial market segmentation based on broad two-step classifications of macro segmentation and micro segmentation? The traditional marketing mix is the most basic concept in marketing and is defined as elements which organizations control and use to satisfy or communicate with customers. The components of the traditional marketing mix are the 4 P's: product, price, place, and promotion. Careful management of these components is essential for the successful marketing of goods and services in both long-term and short-term marketing strategies of organizations. Conversely, the traditional marketing mix components have been found to be too limited in their application of services. The intangibility of service offerings is not taken into consideration because the focus is on the tangibility of products. The price component overlooks the fact that many services are produced without a price being charged to the final customers, and customers frequently use price as an indication of service quality. Equally, the simultaneous production and consumption of service offerings make the distribution component difficult to implement and control, while the promotion component of the traditional marketing mix concerns itself with advertising, sales promotions, and publicity. Services marketing involves service employees and customers in the real-time marketing of services during the interaction process. The limitations of the traditional marketing mix have led to exploitation by service marketers of additional components which services can utilize to satisfy and communicate with customers, resulting in the adoption of the service mix. The elements of this new concept are service offerings, product, price, distribution, place, promotions, people, physical evidence, and processes. Product. In the case of services, the product is intangible, heterogeneous, and perishable. Moreover, its production and consumption are inseparable. Hence, there is scope for customizing the offering as per customer requirements and the actual customer encounter. Therefore assumes particular significance. Pricing. Pricing of services is tougher than pricing of goods. While the latter can be priced easily by taking into account the raw material costs, In the case of services, attendant costs such as labor and overhead costs also need to be factored in. Place. Since service delivery is concurrent with its production and cannot be stored or transported, the location of the service product assumes importance. Service providers have to give special thought to where the service could be provided. Promotion. Since a service offering can be easily replicated, promotion becomes crucial in differentiating a service offering in the mind of the consumer. Thus, service providers offering identical services, such as airlines or banks and insurance companies, invest heavily in advertising their services. This is crucial in attracting customers in a segment where the service providers have nearly identical offerings. Now, the three new elements of the services marketing mix are people, process, and physical evidence, which are unique to the marketing of services. People. People are a defining factor in a service delivery process. This is because a service is inseparable from the person providing it. Thus, a restaurant is known as much for its food as for the service provided by its staff. The same is true of banks and department stores. Process. The process of service delivery is crucial since it ensures that the same standard of service is repeatedly delivered to the customers. Therefore, most companies have a service blueprint which provides the details of the service delivery process, often going down to even defining the service script and the greeting phrases to be used by the service staff. Physical evidence. Since services are intangible in nature, most service providers strive to incorporate certain tangible elements into their offering to enhance customer experience. Thus, there are hair salons that have well-designed waiting areas, often with magazines and plush sofas, for patrons to read and relax while they wait for their turn. Similarly, restaurants invest heavily in their interior design and decorations to offer a tangible and unique experience to their guests. Now in the end, let's summarize what we have learned in this lecture. Market segmentation is the process of dividing the total market for a good or service into several smaller, internally homogeneous groups. Target marketing tailors a marketing mix for one or more segments identified by market segmentation. Target marketing contrasts with mass marketing, which offers a single product to the entire market. Market segmentation is a marketing strategy that involves dividing a broad target market into subsets of consumers who have common needs and applications for the relevant goods and services. The actual design of the service delivery process begins with the service concept, which provides the link between the service strategy and the service delivery process. The process of service delivery is crucial. This is because it ensures that the same standard of service is repeatedly delivered to the customers.